In today's video, I'm going to be back in realistic car driving with the G80 M3, and I'm taking on the track for a challenge. Now, the challenge rules are basically we can't spin this thing out and we can't crash it. Now, that might seem simple and easy, but that's until we get into the driving. But with that being said, let's get straight into it. Now, let's launch this thing in 3, 2, 1, blast off. Now, this is one of my favorite cars in the game. So I'm really not looking forward to failing this thing on the challenge, because I do love this car. It's definitely one of my favorite, and I do have some experience driving it, so I kind of know what to expect. But on this track it can be very crazy, because sometimes some unpredictable stuff can happen. I've seen it happen many times before, but I'm gonna try my best, and I know this thing can handle super well. I like that. I'm hearing a lot of terrestrial, but that's okay as long as it's controllable. But this thing hasn't really given me a hard time. I mean, I think I've spun it out a few times before, but I was like when I wasn't really used to it. But now I'm feeling a lot more confident. Even if it does oversteer or understeer, I should be able to control it. But so far it's doing okay. As I said, I'm not looking forward to having this thing fail, so I'm going to be very focused. But I don't like the sun in my face. It's shining on the track. It's just making the track glistening, like it's pretty much oil on the track. It's just super shine. I wonder if it's because I have my graphics turned up, because I usually don't have it high, but I do kind of have it a bit higher now. Hopefully it doesn't make my game lag. Oh, you see that? I'm not having it spin out on me. Well, I mean, if it power slides, I don't think a power slide is a spin out, as long as we don't do like a full 360 or where we come to a complete stop. That's what I would classify as a spin out. Little power slide or understeer isn't really a spin out that would cause the car to fail. Talking about like a 180 or a 360 where the car is like stopped fully. But so far this thing is doing good as expected. Now we're just gonna keep it up, because I don't want this thing to fail the challenge. I'd be very upset, because I love this car a lot. It's very fast and I love the looks. But it's doing okay, which I'm happy for it. I'm gonna try my best not to do anything stupid to make the car fail, because the car is doing its part. It's only up to me to do my part now, and I'm doing my part very good. Let's make it nice and easy. Pretty much if you're working with the car and the car is working with you, there shouldn't be any problem. So you just gotta do what you gotta do, and the car will do what it gotta do, pretty much. And it's doing what it got to do, pretty much. So that's why I love it so far. Be very careful on this bit, because this bit is very dangerous if you're not careful. Now, I'm not too worried about the time, because the time isn't important. The main thing is the challenge. So we're not really timing ourselves. We're just trying to keep this thing on the track without any spin outs or any crashes. That's pretty much the challenge. I think if you were to like add a time where we had to beat a time and add it in, that would be too hard, because there's no way you can drive on this track perfect without crashing if you're trying to like get a specific time or cutting up the track. So I don't want to focus on the time or how long it takes or anything like that. I mean, it's not a race. We're just trying to get to the end of the track without crashing it or spinning it out. It's pretty hard enough, because I nearly spin it out already. But so far it's doing pretty good. It's taking these turns like an absolute beast. Love it. It's what I love to see. Doing very well. As I said, if the car is doing what it's supposed to do and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, then we shouldn't have any issues. And I'm not having any major issues, so that's good. Get a little third person action. Okay, not on this bit. I don't really like to be in third person that much. I rather first person, because I can see where I'm going a lot better, and I feel like I can control the car a little better in first person. Third person isn't really bad. I mean, I do play some game in third person, but it mainly depends on if it's like only a third person game or the first person doesn't really have interior and stuff like that. But I don't really like third person that much, depending on the game. So I'm not gonna be in third person that often. I might switch from time to time to a little third person action, as I said, but I'm not going to do it on certain parts of the map. Like here it's okay to have a little third person action. The car is so loud I can't even hear myself. Oh my gosh, I can barely hear myself talking. skip my first person. The car is super loud in third person. I couldn't even hear myself there. Oh my gosh, trying to oversteer on me. That bit is very, very dangerous as well if you're not careful. Well, not really dangerous, but it can cause you a little problem. So you're gonna be careful. Some of these turns might not look sharp or like they would cause you to spin out or anything like that, but they definitely can. You don't want to underestimate this track any at all. I had that happen to me where I underestimated some part of the track and it cost me. But so far we're doing okay. We've passed most of the dangerous bits. There's still quite a few. I mean, every part of the track can possibly be dangerous if you're not careful. But I've passed some of the parts that I know that will mess me up if I'm not careful, or the most unforgiving parts of the track, I would say. Well, not all of them, but most of them. And my game isn't lagging, which I'm happy about. So if my game decides to start lagging, it could make it 10 times harder than it has to be, and I'm not looking for that right now. I feel like it's moving a bit laggy. Okay, it's not. Like sometimes my game do lag, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's just all over the place. But it's a big track, so I gotta give it. I can't be too hard on my PC, of course. I don't have the best in the world either. We mastered that bit there, we mastered the apex and that bit. I usually don't master it every time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I need to start mastering that bit so I get it every time. But we're doing pretty well. As I said, I'm not focused on time, focused on not crashing this thing or spinning it out, and we're pretty much halfway to the end. We're doing pretty well. So as long as we don't have any spin outs or do anything stupid, I'm good. I'm very excited now, and I don't want to get overconfident. I don't want to start sweating. This is what I'm talking about. Love what I'm seeing. Yeah, with a little more third person action. Oh, don't want to go off the track too much. Okay, let's get this angle. I don't really use this angle that much, but it's not bad. I mean, I can still see I'm going pretty well. The sun, I don't like the sun. The sun is blinding the track. I can already see the track. It's just so bright that it's glistening. Like, I hate it. I need to start changing the daytime to like evening or I don't want to do night. Night would be, you know what? I'm gonna do night one of these times. I think I'm gonna do night in my next video. It's gonna be a lot more challenging, but I'm up for the challenge. I don't think I've ever done one of these videos in night mode. So that's gonna be my next challenge, doing it in night. Or maybe I'm gonna do it for a few of my other videos. I'm gonna start doing night. Night is gonna make it a lot more interesting and a lot more crazy. But with memorizing of the track, I should be good. I was about to say you, but it's pretty much me driving on the track. As long as I memorize the track, I'm gonna be good. Because I know most of the turns and I know most of the bits, so I don't really have that much problem. We almost failed at the end. I would be so upset. It would even be funny if we didn't catch back that spin out there or that power slide there. Imagine coming this far and failing at the end. That would be very, very heartbreaking. Okay, but we're pretty much at the end. This is the last turning until the end, and I can say the M3 did it. You did it without any spin outs or crash. Imagine if I crash while looking at this perspective. You did it. If we crash now, that doesn't count, because we made it through the track without any crash. If I crash or hit something now, that does not count. Start slowing her down. You did it, M3. I'm very proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You don't even know it. You did it. Now I'm going to show you guys the setup real quick, because I do have this thing tuned up, as in the suspension, the alignment, the differential, all of that good stuff. I'm going to show you guys the setup in case you want to change it, because this thing handled absolutely amazing. There's no way to phrase that differently. Absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the alignment first. This is how I have it. The camber, the caster, didn't change the toe, I didn't change the rev or any of this. The suspension, the stiffness for the front, the rear, the damping for the front, the rear damping, height offset. I lowered this thing, it looks super sick. Lowered wheel offset, that's pretty much stock. For the gearbox, I did change the gearbox. If you want the car to be a lot faster or have decent amount of acceleration, you can set it up like this. There you go. Okay, let me just go a little bit slower, but you can always pause the video or screenshot or anything like that if you want, or just replay. This thing has 8 gears. I don't think we used up the 8 gears though. Maybe at the end, I'm not sure. I wasn't really focused on which gear was in most of the track. For the differential, this is how I have it. Make sure that you change the final drive if you want to get it, the acceleration and stuff like that. Torque vector, front diff power, front diff ghost, front diff preload, rear diff power, rear diff ghost, rear diff preload. The steering, this is how I have it. And for the drivetrain, it's all-wheel drive. I do have the rear-wheel drive. I mean, you can get this thing in all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive in real life. I mean, it's extra. You can get some extra if you get the fully rear-wheel drive. I put this thing in all-wheel drive because I don't want to take it on the rear-wheel drive. I mean, it's gonna be a little more challenging. I could even redo it in rear-wheel drive mode, but I don't think I'm gonna do that right now, because my next video, as I said, I'm gonna do it in the night mode, or have the mode set at night when I'm driving at night. That's gonna be a lot more challenging, but I'm up for it. For the tires, I have the race tires to make it a lot more grippy. There's a Porsche, nice GT4. That car is one of the hardest to handle. As I saw it, I'm just remembering how hard it was for me to handle. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found it helpful, and I hope you guys give the video a like for the M3, because the M3 absolutely passed it, nailed it. But it's super loud and super crazy. I hear another car. Is that the Porsche? I think it's the Porsche. Yeah, but peace out.